Assassin's Creed Valhalla launched in November of 2020 and has been out for a while now. I know it's February now, but better late than never, right? Remember, this is a spoiler-free review, so you can decide for yourself if Valhalla is right for you. The reason that I took so long for this review is that I wanted to get the full experience of the game so I can properly review it. Keep in mind that I am not a video game reviewer as I am 15 and this is just my opinion. Throughout this time, I have played the game 2 times in total, both on the hardest difficulty. The first, I fully finished the game and completed all territories. The second, I played the game normally to get a feel of the pacing and leveling. Now, on to the review. There is a lot of stuff to unpack in this combat system, as it is pretty extensive and really deep. This combat system is based on a parry, light attack, and heavy attack system. This approach to combat will have you parrying attacks and mixing up light and heavy attacks to break shields and deal damage. I generally prefer these types of mechanics in games, so I will be biased towards it. But first of all, I want to start off with probably the biggest addition to this game from the past entries, the dual wield system. This allows you to combine any 2 weapons to create the ultimate build. The way this works in ACV is that you have a main hand weapon and an offhand. The main hand will be your offensive weapon that will supply most of the damage. Your offhand weapon, however, will supply you with an additional perk to buff your character, as well as a special attack unique to that weapon. This equates to a whole lot of fun just messing around with all the different possibilities and weapon types. The other large addition of the game is the stun and weak point system. You will notice that whenever you look at an enemy with a bow, a part of them will glow. Puns, I know, right? Everyone loves them. Shooting this point will lower an orange bar above the health bar and open them up to a stun attack. A stun attack will kill the enemy or inflict massive damage in a brutal fashion. Another way to lower an enemy's stun is with parries. When an enemy is about to hit you, press LB or L1 on your controller. This will cause an enemy to slightly stagger and lower their stun bar, which then opens them up for a stun attack. There is an absolute massive amount of enemies in this game, and you will always have to adapt to them and change up your playstyle. This is great as it keeps you aware and not mindlessly smashing buttons. The enemies in this game are a huge improvement over its predecessors, with lower health bars, and combat feels like you're more stabbing someone with a sword rather than a toothpick. Valhalla replaces a standard leveling system for a power level system. This is practically the same thing, however, but Ubisoft likes to advertise it as something completely different. Killing enemies and exploring the world will see you leveling up and getting stronger. Each region is restricted by power level to make it so that the endgame story will be around your level. Runes can be found around the world by killing high level enemies or looting chests around the world. These give small and barely noticeable buffs to your character that will become stronger as you get into the latter regions. Ingots can be found around the world that will allow you to upgrade the quality of your weapons and gear. This helps with 2 things. One is that it gives Eivor another rune slot to enhance their abilities. The second is that it will allow you to further upgrade the gear's base stats. In Valhalla, you will find 3 opportunities scattered in and around the world: wealth, mystery, and artifacts. You can find these via the world map or Sunan, who is your pet raven. Wealth opportunities, which are marked by gold dots, are either a gear piece, an ingot, or a book of knowledge, which are things that allow you to upgrade the quality of your gear and abilities. Each armor set and gear piece have its own unique perks that can supplement your playstyle. Mystery, blue dots, will be strictly limited to character progression, and there are a variety of things to do. Replacing traditional side quests are a thing called world events. These are small mini-narrative quests that act as world building. Now these are much more enjoyable than traditional side quests, as you have to listen to the dialogue as there is no quest log to be found. Other mysteries include Flighting, which is a Viking rap battle that, once successful, will grant you extra dialogue choices. Another example of a mystery is a Fly Agaric mystery, which will find Eivor getting high on mushrooms by accident, and you having to navigate and solve a problem in order to get free and gain some ancient knowledge. There's so much more to do, such as mini-bosses and learning the painful art of stone stacking, but I will let you discover those by yourself. Artifacts have you chasing papers across rooftops or destroying satanic curses across England. There's not much to these, and they just seem like filler. Let me start this section off by saying I think that the narrative is really, really great. The game does live up to the name Assassin's Creed compared to the most recent titles in the series. The story will have you doing 2 to 3 hour story arcs in each region. These will help you form alliances that will help strengthen your clan. They follow the same pattern, either you dethrone a king or you help them with whatever their problem is. They mostly end with an assault on a hostile castle in order to rid the region of their troubles. Assaults involve going through multiple stages of enemies using the battering ram in order to get to the castle center. Completing the story 100% will have you put down a solid 50 hours of your life into this game. However, completing all regions and completing the story will take you a whopping 140 hours. I have no life. I overall enjoyed the games. It does have its flaws that need to be addressed. The one that really stuck out to me were the bugs. Oh, the bugs! These things are everywhere. While most aren't game-breaking, they are hella annoying. One, for example, crashed my game, and when I went to go back in, it reverted my game to the last manual save. So please, save your games manually. It'll do you a great deal. This has happened 3 times, and this needs to be fixed. I don't know why no one's talking about this, but it is so annoying to have your data erased because you didn't manual save enough. Just please, Ubisoft, fix your game. The length is another huge problem of mine. There was just way too much story, and during both playthroughs I felt burned out after doing the same old boring arcs. While they aren't bad by any means, just awfully repetitive after the first 10. For those wondering, there are 19 arcs in the game. My last major point is the difficulty. This game is way too damn easy. Even on stronger difficulty, I was taking down enemies faster than I would have liked. The only challenging section is at the beginning of the game and a later arc that I will not spoil. And that is my review of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I know this is something different from the channel, and I just want to experiment with new things, try to broaden my horizons, I guess. If this video gets more than 40 views, I will put out a longer and more detailed review. So I really hope you enjoyed, and I put a lot of work into this. Peace.